Hello and welcome back to Renaissance, Knowing Your True Self. It is like September of 2020, so it's a little bit of fall season and the temperature is kind of weird. Sometimes it's cool, sometimes it gets hot. And so usually in this type of weather, I like to wear a scarf. And I love scarves. I have like so many scarves, it's crazy. And this is one of my kind of like going to the grocery store or even just sitting at home, etc. It's just a, I don't know, comfortable scarf, and I love the color. And yeah, so there you go. So that's why I'm wearing a scarf today. So I got quite a few comments on the last video where, I talked about just basically, what was that? About being aware of thoughts that are coming into ourselves, right? Where's that thought coming from? What are triggering thoughts, etc. And journaling is one way that I know usually helps me. Is when I have a thought, I would actually write it down, and it just gets me to go deeper into myself as to where that thought's coming from, what's driving it, and is it coming from a place of fear? Is it coming from a place of something else? Right? And then once I know where that's coming from, then I can start to address it and then move on. One other thing also I realized why we talk about addressing your thoughts is because sometimes we don't realize how our mind or whatever it is starts to play games with us. I'll just give an example. Okay. I found out on Thursday, was it Thursday night? Sorry, Friday, I realized I had to work through the weekend to get some stuff done, to meet some deadlines. And I was a little bit kind of upset about it. And all I could do was run through that I got to work. I have to work. I have to work. And usually I don't like to work on weekends. I like to keep that time for my family because I work hard during the week. And that was going on through my head the entire time. And, I worked till 5:30 on Friday. I was done. I wanted to take a break, and my thought was, Saturday morning I'm going to get up, have my breakfast, all of that fun stuff, and then I was going to work. And my idea was that I was going to work from, I was giving myself a time in the morning till in the maybe 2-3 in the afternoon. And as I was getting ready, the entire thing was in my head that I had to work. So I literally ruined my Saturday morning with that, thinking, I got to work. Oh, I got to work. Oh, I have to do this. Oh, I have to. And when I was thinking of what I needed to do, everything was getting very complicated in my head. I was complicating everything that I needed to do because I was just playing this in my head. Thinking it was like thinking this. So I was stressed out. The stress was creating thoughts that were complicating what I was supposed to do, which was adding more stress to myself. So it was like a vicious cycle that was happening. And I was kind of in that. And then I had to, then when I sat down, I opened up my laptop and I was like, oh, that feeling. But then I thought, you know what? I got to stop this. This is not right. I talk about gratitude, I'm complaining about doing a little bit of work on the weekend. At this time, how many people are out of jobs? And I'm sitting here and grumbling that there's so much work that I have to pick up the slack a little bit. I work a little bit overtime and, I shouldn't be. And so as I said that, I thought, okay, let me just think this through. And I started to think through exactly what I had to do. And believe it or not, as I wrote down what it is I needed to do, all of a sudden it clicked. So I had overestimated how long this was going to take me. And I thought I was going to do some chunk of work on Saturday and some chunk of work on Sunday. And guess what? Once I understood what I had to do, I was like, okay, great. Now let me focus. It didn't seem that hard. So then I started to focus. I worked and I was done. I'm trying to think. By the time I actually started working, it was only 11 o'clock because I had to plan it through. I was done by 1:30 or so. 2.5 hours is all I took. And here I was thinking it was going to take me 4, 5, 6 hours. And that also I wouldn't even be able to finish. And I had to carry that work to Sunday. Can you think about that? That was like, whoa, what, and what was the trick there? The trick there was that I had to switch my state of mind, right? Things sometimes, or most of the time, we worry about things that are not even that complicated. And here I was overcomplicating things, adding more stress to myself when really I was done and I could finish and I could relax for the rest of the day and the rest of the weekend, literally. Like that was something. I had to think about it. And I thought, wow, Rana, well, who was the problem here? I was the problem here. It was my thoughts. So I had to stop and learn to control my thoughts. And once I did that, everything got a lot easier and everything was done and I was finished. In like I said, I had overestimated how much time this was going to take. So that is why it's like we need to know where these thoughts are coming from and why are we having all these stresses, and also wonder and then seeing how the stress is affecting ourselves, right? Because all the problems, or I say majority of the problems that are happening, are just here. And I'm really bad for that because I can get into a panic state. I can go into anxiety. I start worrying. I can't concentrate. And it could be a little thing. And then all of a sudden everything just works out just because all of a sudden I have to calm myself down and think through things logically and then realize things weren't that bad. Or, so, and then now when I think about it, I ruined my Friday evening worrying about this. I ruined my Saturday morning. I probably ruined my sleep because every time I got up, that's all I could think about. So I ruined everything for what, right? So I think that's the thing, is we need to calm down a little bit more and just think things a little bit more easy. Deep breaths. Sometimes that's all it needs. Deep breath and everything starts to make sense. The chaos settles once we take a deep breath. So that's the thing to be aware of, is it's very simple. And maybe this is something that we all know, but it's just that we need that little reminder. And that was my aha moment yesterday when that happened. So that is what I wanted to share, is, again, our thoughts. Control it. We are the only ones who can control our thoughts. No one else can. Whatever people do, let them do it. But we're the ones who can control it. And now I'm seeing examples of how I can control my own thoughts, and then just how things just turn and they become way better than I expected. So have a great week. And again, all of these thoughts and thinking, controlling, all of that is all part of getting to know our true self. Because when we get lost in our thoughts, we get unconscious and we're just in this cycle. But being aware is being aware of our true self. All right, take care. We'll talk next week.